Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today guys, of course, we are checking out the newest episode of the Book of Boba Fett. This is Season 1, Episode 2, titled Chapter 2. No title, just like with Chapter 1, Episode 1. We didn't find out what the episode title was until we got to actually watching the episode, which Episode 1 was titled Stranger in a Strange Land. Now, the first episode of the show. A lot of people were mixed on that first episode, which I get it because let's be honest, not a lot happened. Now, of course, some things did happen in terms of him escaping the Sarlacc pit, which we knew that, but actually seeing it, and then finding out we're following two timelines essentially. The timeline where he escapes the Sarlacc pit, and then the timeline present day, if you will, after the events of The Mandalorian Season 2. Now, people were complaining that they felt like there wasn't a lot of story they really added, or in terms of like a lot of things went down to kind of set up future episodes. I think that whole, fight that happened in the middle of, town or whatever, essentially after he left that new bar that basically he's looking over or whatever, I think that's pretty much setting up something because somebody sent those assassins to kill him, to take him out. So I feel like that's setting up something there. In terms of other things, I'm not really sure because, yeah, they could have done more, but they decided to go with this approach. So I'm still hopeful that this is going to be pretty solid. I'm still excited for, of course, this episode, but we'll see what happens. For me, I love Boba Fett, the character. I love the character Boba Fett. So I'm all excited for this show, but if this episode kind of does the same thing as episode 1, I'm going to start getting kind of worried because I'm like, they could be doing more here, but I'm not really sure. So hopefully this will be a better episode, and I noticed it was longer as well, so hopefully that means more story. Give us more story. Come on, guys. Come on. Here we go, guys. Episode 2 of the Book of Boba Fett. Let's go. Okay, start around with this. Okay. Who sent you?
Who sent you?
Who sent you? You probably won't say nothing. Okay.
He spared your life.
I fear no man.
Okay, he's just accepting death.
Perhaps he fears the Rancor.
I was like, are they gonna ever do the Rancor? If they show the Rancor?
The mayor sent me! Let me out!
The mayor sent you. There is no Rancor.
Empty.
That was a good choice. I like the title. Okay.
Well, I don't see your name in the schedule, so
Oh
you'll
my
have
god.
Pardon the lack of
Oh.
pomp for your entrance. I regret to inform you the mayor is indisposed.
He doesn't give a shit.
This area here is restricted.
He's a member of the Order of the Night Wind.
Then you admit it. You should remember, you serve as long as the Daimo of Tatooine. That's so.
Oh shit.
Who really sent the Night Wind? I have no motive. As you said, I serve at your pleasure.
There are Mokshais in me here as though there's something I should know. Now
What
you're
should
feeling
he
like
know?
Dr. Mustafa.
What's going on? Oh shit. Okay, this is getting interesting. This is my territory. Who the fuck's that? Holy shit. Okay.
This territory is mine. Go back to Nalhata.
Oh. You could try. They're all struggling to hold them up. Sleep lightly. Basically implying we might send someone after you at night, so...
They're huts. We would have to get permission if you want to kill them.
Why?
Maybe it's settled.
No. Training with that staff type thing. Okay. Knocked it out of your hand. Now they're all watching. What was that? Yeah, something's out there. I don't know what the hell that was. Okay, some sort of train or something. So maybe they have to deal with this all the time. Who's on that train exactly? Okay, just take it from the table. What the hell? You're an idiot. You're all idiots. What's he carrying? Oh, all the other ones? Nice.
This is how we will stop the train.
This is how, okay, using the speedsters, this is how we'll stop the train. Okay.
Okay,
Lesson 1.
makes it go.
Go. Oh no. They're figuring it out. Okay. I love it. It's like a driving lesson. It's so funny. And he makes it this time? He actually makes it. Nice. Close. Let's go! This is awesome. Yep. Careful, careful. Oh. They're like, what the fuck? Oh no. Nice. Oh, damn it. Uh-oh. Yeah, that bike's about to die. Good timing. Jesus. Plan's working so far. That's good. Oh, damn it. That was awesome. Going even faster. Holy shit. Kicking the shit out of them. Come on. Oh shit. Hello. Oh no. Ah, damn it. Oh shit. Jumped out. Okay, it's working. Okay. Jesus Christ.
Are you carrying spice? Like that.
Like that.
Now walk. Single
Yeah, you're
file.
walking.
The direction
Single
of my
file.
son.
Wow.
Lead you to- You shouldn't have to hide.
You shouldn't have to hide.
You are warriors.
What the fuck? Just went inside him. That's weird. Original armor. For a second. What the hell? A tree? What the fuck is all that? Another flashback. Seeing his father leave. He's become one of them. I think that's kind of what this is signifying this. He's making his own staff, right? Yeah. Some sort of ritual thing, maybe? I think it's pretty obvious. This episode was so much better than the first one. Holy crap. I don't know what happened, but they just did so much stuff in this episode. I'm like, why didn't we see some of this in the first one? Then again, this episode was, quite a bit longer, but still, okay. We spent the majority of the episode with the Tusken Raiders and everything in sense of the flashback portion of the story that we set up pretty much in episode 1. We spent the majority there. But what they did was really interesting, because in the first episode when we had the Tusken Raiders stuff, of course, the Tusken Raiders picked him up after the Jawas took his armor. But then it was just like, okay, he's enslaved or whatever, and he's pretty much their prisoner. Well, at one point, he tries to fight one of them with the staff, the stick or whatever. It's more of a staff at this point. And he lost that and everything, of course. He tried to, run away, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, at the end of the episode, he's kind of accepted a little. We'll see, But this episode, fully integrated. And then he ends up in the episode, in terms of the flashback, with his clothes that we see him in The Mandalorian Season 2. I think it's pretty much the same clothes. Maybe something else gets added. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. It's been a bit since seeing Mandalorian Season 2 in terms of when we get first introduced to him in Mandalorian Season 2. But I'm pretty sure that's the same clothing. But I really like that. So I want to talk about first the present time that we're following in this episode. Because we find out some information. First of all, there's no Rancor. That's unfortunate. I was really excited for the Rancor, but okay, there's no Rancor. Maybe we'll still see one, who knows? But there's no Rancor in the dungeon of, what used to be Jabba the Hutt's palace. Can't even talk. It's been a crazy morning. Now Boba's. So, but they tricked that assassin to say, it was the mayor! So the mayor, who sent a delegate or whatever in the first episode to welcome but not pay tribute, which is like, they were like, why are you not here paying tribute? He's like, well, I'm here to say welcome, and it's like, no. And that got popped up again. It's a weird character, but whatever. So I love the fact, and this is kind of obvious, what they should have done. So Boba, along with Fennec and the assassin and the two Gamorrean guards, they come in, and the guy's like, well, I don't see you on the list to meet the mayor. He just walks in. He doesn't give a shit. He's Boba fucking Fett. He doesn't care. So he brings the assassin back, and the mayor assassinates the assassin, saying blah, 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 something, whatever. At first thing, he's playing it off, and he's like, I didn't send this guy, and he just kills him, and we're about to start a war here in the mayor's office. But then he says, but here's the real question you should ask yourself. Who really sent this assassin after you? Which, there's a lot of theories of who's going to pop up in the show in terms of Kira. Is that her name? Emilia Clarke's character from Solo. There's a lot of other potentials in terms of who could pop up here. I mean, I'm trying to think, because I was about to say Darth Maul, but no, he's dead at this point in the timeline. There's a lot of theories in terms of who could pop up in terms of characters that we know are alive or potentially are alive around this time, in terms of Han Solo, Cad Bane, which we're not seeing him live action, but I think Kira would be interesting in terms of popping up, but we'll see. But who really sent the assassins? Who knows? So, but the assassin is now killed, and the mayor is giving his advice and saying you should go back to that bar you were in the first episode, and he was trying to figure out what's going on here, because I was sent here, what's going on. And then Jabba the Hutt's cousins show up. This was a really cool scene. And honestly, I would have said that scene right there, where Jabba the Hutt's cousins speaking to Boba, was probably one of the best scenes, and it still is one of the best scenes, but I think the whole train sequence unfolding throughout the flashback portion of the episode was probably my favorite scene in this episode. But before that, it was probably this little sequence here, because this is setting up the power dynamic. So Jabba the Hutt's cousins were trying to lay claim to the territory. He's like, no, this is mine. I don't care what that tablet says. It's mine now. You can't have this. And so they're like talking back and forth, and then it's like the male cousin is speaking more than the female cousin. Like, she's like kind of whispering stuff to the other one, but he's like, she says we should kill you now. And then it ends up with where they have a fucking warrior, a goddamn warrior Wookiee, a black and white silver-esque haired Wookiee. I don't know, I'm guessing he's bigger than Chewbacca. I'm not really sure, but he was a massive Wookiee. And pretty much it's setting up that Boba's going to have to fight this Wookiee. This is going to be interesting, because, oh boy. So, that was a cool reveal. But then it ends with them saying, we can deal with this later. Sleep lightly, Boba Fett. Something along the lines of that. Sleep lightly was the words. I think that's implying they're going to send more assassins. Maybe they didn't send the assassins. I don't think, maybe they didn't. Maybe it was somebody else entirely, because if they wanted to take the territory and they feel like they have the right to, would they need to kill Boba Fett in the process? Possibly. But I think it was somebody else that sent the assassins after Boba Fett. But who knows? It could have been Jabba's cousins. But they're there. And I love the little stuff in that scene, because literally the people holding them up, which this was mentioned in the first episode, Fennec is like, they should carry you, because Jabba's cousins were being carried. Well, you can see they were standing there, people were struggling, holding them up, like they're shaking, because like they're holding up all this weight. It's insane. Like they're standing there just like, oh god, I'm gonna drop him. And then that little critter that the male Hutt had was rubbing it on its face, this little creature, and they started biting at his hand, like, get the, like, and I was like, oh no, that looked like, kind of like a hamster type thing. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna eat it. And thankfully, we didn't see meat. I don't think we did see meat, but anyways, it was a really bizarre, but really cool scene. I really enjoyed it. Now, the flashback stuff. So, wasn't expecting this. There's this sound. I'm like, what the fuck is out there? Like, something's in the distance. It's this giant freighter train, And apparently this train comes through and just shoots at Tusken Raiders and shit. It doesn't really care. It's defending its path or whatever it's going to. And what I liked is that Boba said, okay, I'm going to give me a staff. Give me a gun. He was training with the staff too. I'm going to go and we're going to take down this train. So he goes to this like bar type setting where he sees some people, some of these aliens that had speedster bikes. And he goes to this bar and just beats the living shit out of them. Kills a couple, I think, or maybe kills all of them. I'm not really sure, but he just beats the shit out of all of them and kills. Who knows? But he walks in, destroys them, and leaves. It was such a cool sequence. And then I'm thinking, he's looking at all the speedster bikes, and he's like, drags them all back to Tusken Raiders. And he teaches them how to drive these speedster bikes. That was such an interesting little moment because they could have easily just wrote something else in terms of something in the flashbacks. But then he teaches Tusken Raiders, as he mentioned it, are the rulers of the Dune Sea. I'm like, hearing the word Dune is kind of strange. I think they've said Dune in Star Wars before and the spice and everything. But just hearing Dune, I'm like, Dune. Like, Dune came out before Star Wars, and Star Wars was obviously inspired by Dune. So, in some aspects. But it's like, hearing them say, Tusken Raiders are like the rulers or whatever of the Dune Sea. It's like, it's weird to hear that being said, but I get your point. But for him to teach them how to ride speedster bikes, and that whole sequence of the train is phenomenal. It was so cool. And it's unfortunate we lost some speedster bikes along the way. We lost some Tusken Raiders along the way. You start feeling bad because they're just trying to defend their territory. Like, they're not doing anything. They're off on their own with their little tribes and everything, and then this train is rushing through, shooting at them. Like, really, like, you didn't have to. Like, if the train went by and wasn't doing anything to Tusken Raiders, then maybe there wouldn't be an issue. But the fact is, they're shooting at them every time they come through because they're scared. Like, they prepared to shoot when it first showed up. I'm thinking, some sort of creatures? Is another crate dragon or whatever from Mandalorian? Is that how you pronounce that? But there was a giant dragon type thing that was in the Mandalorian season 2. I'm like, are we about to see that again? I don't know, but that wasn't the case at all. But that whole sequence was awesome. Seeing those Tusken Raiders along with Boba kicking the shit out of all those guys, and then him sitting there after they stopped the train, which was a crazy way. He just like pulled on that damn lever and it slammed to the ground. He's sitting there like he's ruling shit. He's not, but he's like asking them questions. So who's the leader? Are you carrying spice? What are you doing here? What exactly? And then he's like, he gives them new terms they have to take back to their people in terms of, if you want to pass through here, you got to pay a fee. You know, basically saying, you can't travel through here willy-nilly and whatever. Like, no, that's not going to happen anymore. It's so, I like that about that aspect of it, where he was like already like trying to, but he wasn't like doing it for personal gain for himself. He was doing it for the Tusken Raiders. He was trying to protect them and to stop being needlessly killed or randomly killed just because. I really like that aspect about it. And then at the end of the episode, he's then accepted as one of them. He's now an honorary Tusken Raider. He has his own staff now he created, which great. That whole trip thing with the lizard, that was so bizarre, but it was really cool. And though he goes on this like trip or whatever, and then the lizard gets pulled back out, he has a branch, then he turns that branch to a staff. I'm like, why does he have a random branch? Now it makes sense. So I'm guessing other Tusken Raiders go through the same process to become a part of like the Warriors or something. I don't know. But he has his clothes from Mandalorian Season 2. He has his own staff now. Now we know the backstory of it. And it ends with him becoming a part of them, being actually with them. So that's really interesting. So they didn't waste too much time building that up. Like, they found good story points, in my opinion, to build up to that point where he's becoming one of them. Because if we were spent the first couple episodes in these flashbacks with him being a prisoner, it would have started getting boring quickly. So I'm glad they found a way story-wise to get him out of that point and more like helping the Tusken Raiders and helping them as a whole in the Dune Sea, as he called it, because they need protection. I mean, from a lot of things that really don't need to be attacking them. So that's really interesting. So we'll see where that kind of ties in to the main storyline in terms of the present day. I'm not really sure. Maybe they'll tie that in. I'm not really sure. But what you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts, guys. I overall really enjoyed it. It's pretty damn cool. Definitely a lot better than the first episode. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.